As I'm publishing the playlist of Take Control of Your Thoughts, New Year's Eve is just around the corner. Perfect time for some New Year's resolution then, right? Bullshit. Never wait for some outside factor to initiate change, may that be a specific date, a new job, financial stability, the possession of any resources you currently may not have, or anything else. The time to start something worthy is always now, and that is especially true for taking control of your thoughts. Our thoughts determine our outside world, so waiting for the outside world to change before we change our thinking would be the equivalent of waiting for our cooked meal to appear in front of us before we begin cooking it. In the last three and final segments of this series, I'll give you the steps I've taken, and if you believe they are worth taking, or you're at the point in your life when you're willing to do just about anything to be happy, to become who you want to be, start doing what I'm about to tell you right away and with caution. The key is always moderation, manageable steps, small victories, and consistent effort. The process, if done right, has the potential to create pretty rapid, tangible results. Progress, however, will be different for everyone, so do not get discouraged if you do not feel nor see immediate changes. I ask you to stick with the process for at least a few weeks, preferably months, even if you sometimes feel like what you're doing is wacky nonsense. Also, be very careful to share what you're doing with your circle of friends or family. I know it is exciting to take actions towards becoming who you want to be. Unfortunately, the reality is many people, even people you trust, you care for, love, can be limiting factors in more than one way. Sometimes people around you don't want you to change even if it's for your own sake. Sometimes they're not ready for your change because of their inner demons. Sometimes they lack the vision to see you change. As much as I firmly believe in the positive and essential effects of a supporting community, the need for collaboration, friendships, partnerships, family love, they will only understand what you're doing if they are on a similar path. If you feel like you require significant changes in your life, chances are whatever you've been doing, wherever you've been, whoever you've been interacting with, the actions you've taken got you where you are right now, to this less than perfect situation. This is the hardest part, but it's kind of obvious. You have to leave the past you behind. You cannot remain the same person and change your life. The life you want to live is lived by a different you. It is essential to understand you do not become different because you live the life you want. You will live the life you want because you first become the person who lives that life. Just think of the lottery winners who end up dirt poor again after wasting their winnings, or the lonely people who get their heart broken after every relationship they have, or the chubby person who stays chubby after every single diet and exercise program they try, or someone who is miserable in every job they do, bouncing from one profession to another. Their outside circumstances might have changed, but their personality stayed the same all along, and that is why they are stuck. It is possible to brute force certain outcomes. Sometimes you can even get pretty good at the grind, but is that going to make you happy? I think not. If suffering, hardship, deception, and destruction was the way you got somewhere, that situation will never be the right fit for anyone. When your personality, which is made of your actions, decisions, and your thoughts, are all sync with each other and with what you desire to achieve, that is when life becomes a breeze. That state is efficient, sustainable, and healthy. Lastly, for now, do not concern yourself with achieving perfection right away. You may find parts of the techniques I'll share with you difficult or strange, and you might struggle with certain aspects of the process. That is normal. Your old self is fighting back. Your habits don't want to change because you hardwired them over years, maybe decades even. It is always more difficult to undo damages than simply doing something the right way to start with. However, schools don't teach you the right way in this case. Your family and friends most likely do not know the right way either, otherwise, you wouldn't be here now listening to this. The whole world in our current reality is conditioned to the wrong way of living life on a mass scale, and that is what I'm hoping to change, building on the knowledge of others who came before me. Nothing I'm saying here is revolutionary or new in its core. It is simply the right way, I believe, but since it's not as widespread as it should be, nor is it obvious in some cases, don't worry if you fumble at the beginning. If you believe in your ability to change and you stay consistent, you'll get it right eventually.